him at all. I think he just did his work very well. What I would say is it's kind of humiliating to lose at home. You'd almost prefer to fight away from home and to have everything against you. But, you know, I didn't overlook him.
Paro exposes Subriel Matías as not being the boogeyman. For the past couple of months, everybody's been saying that Subriel Matías is the most feared man at 140. And, you know, Devin Haney doesn't want to fight him. Tank doesn't want to fight him, even though Tank is at 135. He's not at 140. You know, I knew that this guy was bluffing when Teofimo Lopez sent him an offer to fight. And Subriel Matías declined it, and he basically blamed the injury on not taking the fight with Teofimo Lopez, just to take another fight that took place not too far from the same time he was supposed to fight Teo. And that was a duck, right? And then I seen Bill Haney reach out to Subriel Matías' manager and send an offer to fight Devin Haney. And they basically just, you know, they offered themselves out of the fight. What I mean by that is they asked for way too much money to fight Devin Haney. You understand what I'm saying? When Subriel Matías, I mean, number one, he's not a big name in the sport of boxing. He's not that popular in the sport of boxing. And I mean, what has he done to earn a huge payday against Devin Haney? He won one title at 140. He hasn't been unified. He hasn't beat any big names at 135 or 140. And you understand what I'm saying? Like, Devin Haney is obviously the A side. And why would Devin Haney pay Subriel Matías all this money when Devin Haney can fight Ryan Garcia, who he ended up fighting, or he could just fight Teofimo Lopez, right? It just doesn't make any sense. I'd say Regis Prograis has a bigger name in boxing than Subriel Matías. Like, more people know who Regis Prograis is because he had a fight with Josh Taylor, right? Subriel Matías hasn't even fought Josh Taylor. So with that being said, I did not watch the fight live with Subriel Matías and Liam Paro because I was watching the Tank fight. I was watching the David fight. But I did go back and watch the full highlights. And Subriel Matías looked horrible. As he does usually, he came into the fight. He's a slow starter, right? Like Subriel Matías usually, like he's a very slow starter. He doesn't start really picking up the pace and throwing a lot of punches until the third or fourth round. But Liam Paro, he came out not just throwing a bunch of punches, but he was hitting Matías with some serious shit. I mean, he was throwing jabs, uppercuts, hooks. He was throwing all type of shit. And his punches had a little power to it, right? Like, it wasn't enough power to put Matías on his ass, but he was throwing so many punches and he was hitting so hard that he was causing Matías to not be able to throw punches, right? Like, Matías was not throwing enough punches back that he was taking. And it got to the point where Matías got frustrated and he just was never able to find his rhythm. He didn't start picking it up until like round 7, 8. And by that time, the fight was already over. The only way that Subriel Matías could have won the fight is if he won by knockout, which he was not able to do. You understand what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, he didn't hurt Liam Paro the entire fight. There was not one point in the fight that he was even hurt. And for a long time, we've been hearing that Subriel Matías is the hardest puncher at 140. His last 5 opponents, he made them literally, he made their corner throw in the towel and quit, right? And he obviously, he caught a body in the ring before, right? Like, one of his opponents ended up actually, you know, passing away in the ring, right? So we didn't see none of that last night. And by the way, Subriel Matías, this is his second loss. He lost before this by unanimous decision as well. Any fight that's went 12 rounds, he's lost, even though it's just one, right? All of his other fights, he's won by KO or the fighter quits on the stool or the trainer throws in the towel, right? So where does Subriel Matías go from here, right? In my opinion, Subriel Matías has to get a rematch. He was the champion. He just lost the belt. I'm pretty sure there's a rematch clause in his contract. He has to immediately get a rematch with Liam Paro, because if not, I mean, he's going to have to start from square one. right? Like, nobody's going to want to see Subriel Matías get in the ring with Teofimo, or, maybe, I wouldn't mind seeing him get in the ring with Devin Haney, because Devin Haney just suffered his first loss. But it's different because Devin Haney was cheated. Devin Haney's loss is most likely going to turn into a no contest, and he'll go back to being an undefeated fighter. So that's a complete different situation. But the best move for Matías to do right now is get an immediate rematch. And I kind of think this was a situation where, because he was fighting in his hometown, Puerto Rico, I think that he pretty much overlooked his opponent. Subriel Matías was talking a lot of shit about Teofimo and Devin Haney, and he was just talking shit about everybody. And I think he got a little bit too big-headed, and I don't think that he expected his opponent to be as good as he was. I think his opponent caught him off guard, and I think because he was fighting in his homeland, Puerto Rico, I think that he went into the fight just thinking that this is going to be a breeze in the park, because remember, he was supposed to fight Teofimo Lopez. So in Matías' mind, he's like, okay, I'm not fighting Teo. I'm fighting this dude, Liam Paro from Australia. I don't really know too much about him. I'm going to smoke him. And the complete opposite ended up happening, man. So he has to get a rematch. And not only does Matías have to get a rematch, he needs to get a KO. Like, he needs to make a statement, right? Like, you can't just get a rematch and win the rematch by split decision or major decision. Nah, you need to win this fight by KO, because that's what he's known for, right? You the boogeyman, right, Matías? You the guy that everybody is afraid of at 140. So you need to win this fight in extraordinary fashion. You need to win this fight by KO. Either you knock this dude out or you make his trainer throw in the towel. Period. That's all we want to see. And if you can't get that done, then, everything that people thought about you was cap. Because you don't got no big names on your resume. You haven't fought anybody at the top level at 140, right? And Liam Paro, I mean, we're just now really hearing about this dude, right? Like, this dude isn't like one of the big names at 140, and he just beat you. He made you look like food. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm interested to watch the rematch for this fight. I'm happy that Matías lost, because I felt like Matías needed to be humbled. He was being way too cocky. He was talking way too much shit. And at the end of the day, man, when you start talking shit and you start calling out fighters that have better resumes than you, that have accomplished more things in the sport of boxing than you, you have to be able to back that up with, performing in the ring. And unfortunately, Matías didn't do that. So now he has a second loss on his record. So let me know what you guys think about this. Who do you guys want to see Matías fight next? It's your boy, Wade.
Amazing, so amazing. How we fucking these bitches getting these papers. So amazing, so amazing. Yeah, we rolling up cushions in different flavors. So amazing, so amazing. When we fucking and waking up all day.